just when we walk, when we move, when we exercise, whatever it is, whatever dance, whatever movement feels good to you, it's like just that releasing of the tension and the elasticity of the body for me changes also the tension and the elasticity of my mind. So I would like this to just be a little bit of a more creative exploration of your body. Tuning in, let's just take a breath, feel your feet in the ground, and just notice, where are you holding excess tension in your body? And then we're just going to creatively move that piece. And it doesn't have to look any certain way. I know for myself, okay, I tend to carry tension in my shoulders. So I'm just going to allow my head to move, allow my arm to move. And without any judgment, I'm just going to allow the body to take its little path of movement. Maybe your lower back is hurting and it would just feel good to move the hips. Doesn't it hurt? I also would call just excess tension, right? It doesn't have to be in pain. So we allow the body to move. Maybe you're feeling tight in the hamstrings and it would feel good to take a forward stretch. Whatever it is, I just got a bunch of back cracking there, so I know that was good for me. We are just gonna move the body. Elastic movement, stretch, and we tune in and just see what our body is asking for, right? So many times when we go to classes or I'm back here and the teacher is saying, move this, do that way, that's really great and it's important. And it's also important for us just to listen and hear how our body would like to unwind the tension of sitting, the tension of stress or the job or what have you. All right, so we're gonna take about 20 more seconds just to find those movements for you. And sometimes I actually do this lying on the floor. I love to do this when I'm tired and I don't feel like moving so much. I just lie on the floor and then on my yoga mat, on my carpet, and I just let my body start to move and unwind. And soon I'm not sure, I'm like, okay, I'm starting to feel a little better now. Okay, now maybe I want to move a little bit more. Now maybe I want to move into something that's more regulated, like a yoga practice. All right, I hope that felt good for y'all. Let's come on back. We're moving right into our next speaker. How are y'all feeling? Give me a thumbs up if you're still with me. Awesome. I love hearing your feedback just because otherwise I'm staring at a camera and it feels a little sterile. And I love being in the room with people. And as Joyce Schulman was saying, community, like we're starving for community. And we talked about loneliness and these other and the other talks. And I encourage you, I love that y'all are dropping notes in the chat, even giving the thumbs up, doing the stretches, because this is a way that we can build connection. Some of you all are sending me emails at night. I love that, that you just love hearing what you're learning, what you're inspired about. And some of y'all give me some edits to an issue or what have you. I love knowing that too. Okay, so without further ado, our next speaker is Denise Willinger, and a super special individual. Denise is a healer, a business owner, and has been a massage therapist who's been working on people's physical bodies for over 35 years. And she's had a really interesting twist and turn journey of burnout to health. And at some point, really hating her own body so much, these are her words, that she wanted to crawl out of her body and just start over. Thankfully, she's also always had a spiritual connection. And one thing she's realized is as her spirituality has developed, that she has understood that everything is a spiritual issue. So sometimes her clients come in and say, my neck is hurting, or they have back pain, and she's going to help us hear and listen to our bodies even more to understand how our energy and our sensitivity can both uncover what they were holding on to, like trauma or emotional reactions, and how we can move past that. So getting those reactions out of our body, releasing ourselves physically, emotionally, and mentally. So let's go ahead and welcome Denise Willinger to our Zoom stage. Are you here, Denise? Yes, you're unmuted.
I am.
There we go. Hello, Denise. Welcome. So good to have you here. Thank you for sharing your time with us.
Oh, thank you, Emily. It's a pleasure to be here.
Mhm.
I'm
So
super excited.
awesome. So I am curious to hear a little bit more about your history and your business because we've been talking about finding balance and self-care and how they can be sometimes challenging. So can you share a little bit more with us about your history and how you found some balance in your life?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I started out at a young age getting into the personal service business. So I was an esthetician and a massage therapist. Excuse me. And so I started this business. I own a spa almost 18 years ago. And so I had been doing a lot of massage. I've burned out 3 times as a massage therapist. So I understand what it feels like to be on that end of burnout. It and it's kind of led me to where I am now because when you do it 3 times, you learn a few things, right? So I finally figured out that you can't give from an empty vessel. You have to take care of yourself first. And, as a wife and a mother and a business owner and an employer and also taking care of other people's bodies who came to me with pain, I would put my own needs last. And I remember at one point doing 5, 6, 7 massages a day. And by the end of the day, I would just come home and sit on the couch and could barely lift my arms. I would just drink wine to get over it because it was, I was putting out so much effort for to take care of other people's bodies, and then had to, come home and be a wife and a mother as well. So when you learn how that, number one, everything is not your responsibility. You have to kind of figure out that you're only responsible for this and any tiny humans that you bring into the world. That's pretty much it. When I was drawn to energy healing, I really learned how to use increase my life force energy, and also how to help other people with less force. And so that helped me to overcome having to use, my physical body, using force to do deep tissue massage. I could get things done much quicker with energy healing. So it's been a lot of twists and turns. I still own the spa, but I hired a manager after this last burnout that was about 7 years ago. And she's been amazing. And, you know, surrounding yourself with people who can help you and who have their strengths and let you do what is your zone of genius is priceless. I mean, she's a much better manager than I am. And so, when you get people who, you finally get to that point where you say, okay, I can't do it by myself anymore, and you ask for help. And that having that spiritual connection, you can ask for help from above. And that's one of the principles that we use in quantum touch too. Um, so at this point, the last year, I've just been doing quantum touch teaching and online services, and I don't do physical massage anymore. I decided to follow my heart, and learning quantum touch, learning about energy, and learning. And if you want to get really good at something for yourself, teach it to someone else because you learn so much from that teaching process. So that's brought me to here, and now I did a summit in November on the essentials of self healing, and I got to interview some of the most amazing healers from all over the world. So now I'm here with you today. So kind of a rambling story, but
I want to highlight one thing you said in that, and then we're going to get on to the next question. And that is so huge, especially if we have entrepreneurs in the group. Uh, but even if you're just going to, if you're not, if you're working at a job and you also have family, right? You're a manager when you go home, right? So
Right.
it's that finding help and staying in your zone of genius. And uh, I have suffered in the past from wanting to do everything myself for a variety of reasons, which we don't talk about now. But when I found some help, it was like, oh my, I have wind in my sails. And I invite you, if you're feeling in that state of overwhelm and like, how do we find this balance? How do I make the time for the walk or the yoga practice or the meditation? Is find some help, right? Reach out. We were talking about community today. Like reach out and take some of the load off. Especially, I love this word, what you said, your zone of genius. When we're moving in our zone of genius, life gets easier, and then we hand off the other tasks to someone else. Life also gets more successful, right? In all aspects.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. So I just want to highlight that because it seems like you learned that and are showing us the way.
Well, yeah, I mean, it when you can live in flow, things will come easier. As a matter of fact, that's the topic of I'm going to be. I wrote a chapter for a book that's coming out called The Happiness Code,
Mm,
and that's what I talked about was when you're in flow, you're not, if you're not in flow, you end up with a bunch of stuff going on and you feel like you're herding cats. Like the cats are all over the place and you have no control. When the reality is you didn't have any control over what all of those people were going to do anyway. Just like you don't have control over the cats. They all have their own path. They all have their own thing that they want to do, right? So we just have to figure out how to be our true, authentic selves and to just follow your heart and do what you love and what lights you up.
beautiful. So Denise, you've mentioned a couple times this word quantum touch healing, quantum touch energy healing.
Yeah.
Tell us what is that and how does it work?
Well, quantum touch is an energy healing modality that was founded by Richard Gordon. And he had done polarity. He'd written a bunch of different books, and he's kind of a brilliant man. He really he found this healer, Bob Rasmussen, and he learned how he could just heal people with just a touch. And so Richard was just fascinated with that. So he learned from him and watched and saw everything he was doing. So basically, what we do when we teach quantum touch, it actually is a worldwide organization. Quantum Touch Inc. is. So there are lots of different levels of quantum touch. I teach level 1, which is the introductory level, and you're basically raising your vibration and you're increasing your life force energy to help yourself and others to heal. It's that simple.
Great. So that just left me open to a world of questions. So and just clarification. So how does that work? And I want to remind everybody that we all are vibrational beings. Like everything is, we're all energy, and in a very spiritual sense as well as a very uh, physical sense, right? Everything has an energy field around it and a vibration. So when we are, say, for example, I talked to a client the other day who is having shoulder pain, right? And I can look at the physical of this and like, oh, your head is cocked this way, and this is a little like that. So I can look at the physical and break that down. But you're saying, let's look at raising our vibration. So how does this work?
Well, and I do both, Emily. When I'm working with a client one on one, I look at, and I can do this virtually, I can see how they're sitting and how their body, how their ergonomics are when they're working, and the reason that they're having the issue is mechanical, right? So we want to get the body in alignment mechanically first, and with quantum touch, we do that with energy. So I can't heal you, right? in Quantum Touch, we believe that the healer is actually the client. If I'm working on you, your inner healer is doing the work. So if you think about if you broke your ankle and you had to go to the hospital and have a doctor do surgery to put it back together, is the doctor healing the bones? No. The doctor is putting the bones back in alignment, but then your body has to do the healing. So that's kind of how the premise that we go with Quantum Touch. We also use some other physics terms like entrainment and resonance. So if I raise my vibration as high as possible while I'm working with your vibration, and I set the intention that your inner healer is going to take this energy, then your body will entrain to that higher vibration and heal more quickly. So when two energies meet, only one of three things can happen. So the higher one can lower, the lower one can raise, or the two can meet in the middle. And that's just basic physics, right? So that's what we work with. If I raise my vibration, and I use different techniques that Richard learned from Bob Rasmussen, and eventually he tweaked them and played with them. And I mean, this Quantum Touch has been around for 25, 30 years maybe. So he learned what it takes to increase the life force energy in the body, which is what the body uses to heal itself. So if we raise our energetic vibration, then the body can heal itself faster with less effort.
Great. So can you give us an example of how we could do that? How can we raise our life force energy?
Well, breathing, breath is the key. And we will do a meditation at the end. I actually have developed another technique from Quantum Touch because, I learned one day I realized after I'd been practicing Quantum Touch for about 4 years that I used to get so upset when something would happen and it would derail me for days and days, right? I would, let's say somebody wrote a bad review, or, we got a customer at the spa who wasn't happy. I would let that make my emotional state stay low for a long time and just be stuck in that loop of thoughts of I should have, I could have, feeling responsible for everything, right? Well, once I learned Quantum Touch, it was like, wait a minute. When something crappy happened, I was able to overcome it very quickly and easily just by coming back to a centered, doing a little quick 5-minute meditation. We call it running energy. So just doing that, running the energy through my body, getting out of my head, getting into my body, would help me to really change the energetic vibration, not only around me and in me, but would calm my brain and get me out of that loop and back to a state of happy. So another thing you can use is love and gratitude. Those are the highest vibrations on the planet. So when we use gratitude, instead of thinking in terms of, oh, that shouldn't have happened, or going down a rabbit hole of, I talk about in Instant Zen how your thought can lead to a feeling. And if your feelings, if you keep going with those thoughts and you go from saying, oh, I hate this sucks, what could I have done better, or blah, 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 you know the mental stuff you do to yourself, right? Those thoughts just keep going further and further down. So you kind of go in a little loop, right? Of downward spiral. So then your feelings follow that. And then your emotional state will go from being perfectly fine to being in, a funk of, this is the worst thing that's ever happened. So if you can get out of that quickly by changing your thoughts, changing your feelings, and that's what we work with in quantum touch is we use that energy and we use the energy of love. So you bring that, thought of somebody that you love and feel the feelings, it's going to change your vibration instantly.
And just to be clear, you're saying that our thoughts, our feelings, and our vibration have a direct correlation to body pain, heal, our ability to heal, and our overall actual physical health.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And if you study any of the near-death experiences or people who have had spontaneous healings, they typically had some sort of a spiritual awakening, right? But even people who, like, there's a psychiatrist that I quoted in the book that I wrote. His name is Bessel Vander. I wrote it down. Bessel van der Kolk. And his book is called The Body Keeps Score. He's done all kinds of research with trauma and how trauma victims hold that emotion in their bodies. So, yes, absolutely. The thoughts that we think and the energy in our bodies you can heal it, you can help bring that energy and direct it. And when you learn quantum touch, you actually learn how to move the energy and put it where you want it to go and give it an intention because energy follows thought. So if everything is energy, then you can have the ability to change the energetic vibration in your body and to release that trapped emotion or, whatever is going on with you, that dis-ease, right? That, and as a healer, my job is to hold space and to help someone with that pain. Let's get you out of pain as quickly as you can. Because when you're in pain, the only thing you can think about is your pain, right? So if I can share that life force energy and have the person entrained to a higher vibration, then they can heal that pain much more quickly and easily.
Great. And we're going to share a little bit later about how you might be able to get some of this Denise love in your life. But I'm curious now, do you have, I know we're going to do a meditation in the end, but do you have any other practices or tools that we can use like in the moment to hear our bodies more and actually give ourselves the energy boost of the treatment that we can have in a moment for ourselves?
Absolutely. One of the things that I deal with a lot with massage before and now, we're all working on the computer all day, right? So bodies are made to move, which, you're great at sharing that with everyone. And so, but we don't always have time in the middle of our workday when we're having some pain. The pain is just a message. We tend to think of our bodies as who we are, but we are really a spiritual being in a physical body, right? So your body is like your car, and if your car is out of alignment and you keep running it out of alignment, your tires are going to wear out, the tie rods are going to wear out on your car. You'll probably have to replace your brakes, all that kind of stuff. Bodies are no different. If they're not in alignment, then the parts are going to wear out faster. So that pain is just a message from your body saying, okay, you've been sitting at this desk for a long time. So what habit do you have? So the first thing you can do is to put your hands on the back of your head, kind of like that, and feel, is your occipital ridge level? Can you feel that?
Yes, I know what the occipital ridge is, but can you explain exactly what we're feeling for here?
Sure. So if you take your hands on the back of your head and you slide them down, you'll come up to a little place where your thumbs just sort of fit under that ridge, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the skull, the way that it is built, all of the bones in the body actually, body bones don't move themselves, right? Muscles move them. So if there's a misalignment there, then more than likely you have some muscular pattern that's pulling that out of alignment. And we can go to the chiropractor, we can, and they can move bones back in. You can go to the massage therapist and she or he can work on the muscle and move it. You can even go to yoga and do it. But if you have a quick and easy energy amplification technique like quantum touch, where you can breathe and set that intention and move those bones back into alignment, and that's the first thing we teach day one in quantum touch. It's a 2-day course. That's the first thing I teach you is the principles of quantum touch, and then you learn how to balance the occipital ridge and the hips. And it's the coolest thing ever, because it's like, wow, look at that. People can measure it and see that it's been moved. So when I work with my client, I have them, if I'm working remotely, I have them measure it. And then I do the quantum touch remote energy healing, and they can see and feel the difference. And also, if you stand in the mirror and you put your hands on your hips and you have, like put your thumbs on your waist, right? Then your fingers are going to be in the front of your body. You can see, are my hips imbalanced? So that's the first thing I do, is get the body back in alignment quickly. When you learn quantum touch, you can do that. You can get that balance and set the intention to put the bones back in alignment. As a matter of fact, since I learned quantum touch, I haven't been to the chiropractor once. I don't, if something's out, I can just do it. Now, if you don't know quantum touch, you don't know the energy technique, then what can you do? Well, you can do some targeted stretches so we can get those muscles back in alignment. So you can do it very simply if you take your hand and put it under your desk chair and the other hand on your head. Isn't that an awesome stretch?
I'm still laughing because we did this stretch about 2 hours ago in the break with the hand on the chair.
Oh, too funny. So the other thing that I do is I have you turn your chin.
Mm-hmm.
It really does work. So turn your chin towards your underarm and get a different angle.
Mm-hmm.
Feel the difference? Yeah. So you're working, if you do both sides and then you do both hands on your head, do straight forward, then you're going to get all of the muscles in the neck and you'll feel taller. That one thing can help people who are having headaches that are stemming from tension, because those muscles attached right at the occipital ridge, and that darn headache will come all the way up and hit you here, right? Those tension headaches. So that one stretch makes all the difference for people who are having issues with neck pain. And it can get down into your shoulder too. So if you get that like searing pain right here, do this stretch daily.
Fantastic. I'm still giggling because I just love when I meet other people and I'll be talking about the toes or the neck or something, and then they give the exact same thing. I'm like, yes. We're not
It's because we're in alignment.
we're not picking it up. And the thing is, I want to really encourage everybody, which I've been saying, is like, take those moments, exactly as Denise is saying, during your workday. And I, for one, when we were doing this, just having that slight thumb pressure, I do a little self massage there. I love to massage that divot, right? The occipital ridge. Just having my thumbs there for that minute and then releasing
Feels
them,
good.
I feel like a lightness. I feel the head drawn back away from the computer. So take these tools, y'all, and use them. Fantastic. I want to get into, you have a meditation for us, because we've been talking about how not just our thoughts and our emotions affect our health, but it's also affecting us energetically, the actual physical vibration around the body, and that we can, that's this, I'm gonna rewind. This energy that we have, the physical energy that you can measure around the body, is just as much a part of us as my finger is. And we can stretch the neck, do these things, and we can also physically alter this energy field around us. Am I on the right track, Denise?
You are, absolutely. And I have a
So
couple of tools that can help with that. So, mhm, you
I
have a
would
question?
guide us into the meditation, but you take us on the tools, you take us on the path, and then we'll go to the meditation.
Oh, okay. Well, this kind of goes hand in hand with the meditation because one of the free gifts that I have for everyone is the inner voice, right? And so we don't realize it, but all of our all of our emotions, all of our energies can be read by biofeedback. So I have this brand new tool that is called the AO scan, and that is what I use. This is my inner voice. These are the frequencies that were read and optimized for my voice. But this is what I do for anyone who signs up to do the inner voice. Then we do that, and then I'll play the music with the tones underneath that balance those emotions. So you get a 5-page report from this that tells you which frequencies are out of balance, and then these tones help to optimize those frequencies. So it really balances that emotional state. And I use it for my meditations all the time. It's amazing.
Right? What's it?
So the second thing you can do is it's called the AO scan. And so on my website, denisewillinger.com, I have a resources section. And it's in the resources section. You can learn about that. But you can, when you sign up for the free inner voice session that I'm offering as one of my free gifts, then we'll do it one-on-one, and I'll show them how that works. So, okay, so you want me to do the meditation?
Yes, you had another tip for us, though. I want it all.
Okay, what was the tip? Well, I was telling you about the inner voice and how we can optimize those frequencies for you, and I'll send you those, and you can use that to help to keep you back your emotions. It balances out the frequencies in the body with the sound of your voice by reading it. It's pretty astounding technology. I'm kind of a technology geek. I love all this stuff. And I love that, energy is becoming, so all the research they're doing in quantum physics. And, if you look at actually Einstein was the one who said, we are all energy. So I'm just so excited that energy medicine is becoming more mainstream and that we're understanding you can pick up a remote control and change your TV channel, right? And it beams off of a satellite that's thousands of miles away. But why would we think that our bodies, which are the most sophisticated machine in the world, I mean, has so many systems, and the energy of all of those systems can be read with the new technology. So it's pretty fascinating to me that my guess is that over the next 10 years, energy medicine will become much more mainstream and understandable. We'll be able to tune into our own frequencies and raise the dial, change the channel on our own frequencies to get the frequency right to help your body heal much faster. So, pretty exciting stuff. And I can't remember what the other tip I was going to give you was in the book that I wrote, which is called Is Your Job a Pain in the Neck? I have a companion course for that called the Stress Buster Solution. And it has all of the exercises, the stretches, the self massage techniques, and the relaxation techniques to help you retrain your muscles and get out of pain fast. So that was the second tip. So
Great. And there is we dropped the link in the chat already. There is a download of your free ebook, Which Habits Are Causing Your Pain, right? To give us those tools.
yeah, it's about the habits. Hmm. That was taken from my book, and yeah, it's all about how you sit, how you stand, how you walk, and how those things can affect your body. So I have so many stories of people who come to me with pain that they've been having for a long time and couldn't figure out why. And, usually I can get to the root of it really fast. So, so if you're having pain, look at your habits first. If you correct the mechanical issues and you're still having issues, then more than likely there was an emotional event that happened that is related to it. So that needs to be healed and released so that you can get that stored emotion out of your body and just be in joy and love and the higher vibrations. So
very good. So I'd love to end our session.
All right. Do you want me to go ahead and do the?
Yeah, let's do the meditation. So I invite
I'm
you.
sorry.
I said yes. Let's go ahead.
Okay, that sounds great.
Doing the meditation, and I invite everybody. Right, is just stick with us. A couple more minutes here. Full on. Immerse yourselves in the meditation. Clear the desk. Clear the tasks, and let's go, Denise.
All right. So meditation does not have to be a long drawn out affair. We're going to do a 5-minute meditation to create an energy bubble around you where you can be protected from all of that stuff out there. Okay. So I'm going to play this music. Hopefully you all can hear it. If not, then we'll just. There you go. Okay. So take a moment to sit, put your feet on the ground, close your eyes, and just imagine that you're growing roots from your feet. Just picture those roots going down deep into the earth, getting stronger and greener, unfurling with beautiful shoots, growing and growing all the way down to the center of the earth. Now bring that earth energy back up through those roots and into your feet. Now you are grounded. So now what we want to do is imagine a beautiful white light coming down from the heavens and surrounding your entire body. You have beautiful white healing energy coming from the heavens all the way down and surrounding you. Now I'd like for you to take a deep breath in and imagine as you breathe in that the energy is coming in all throughout your body and filling you up like a big balloon. So just imagine it's coming first through your feet, all the way up to the top of the head, down your arms and into your hands. And as you exhale, just imagine that all of the tension, all of the fear, all of the anxiety, anything that no longer serves you is being released. And again, take a deep breath in, breathing in beautiful healing life force energy. And then as you exhale, release everything that no longer serves you. As you bring in the life force energy with each and every breath, imagine that it's going into every cell, every molecule, every area of tension. All of the parts of the body are being filled up with that energy. Now just imagine that as you exhale, every single pain or negative thought or old false belief is being released. You're in a beautiful white or pink bubble of life force energy. Ask for help from above, from God or angels or your higher self or your inner healer, whatever resonates with you. Set the intention that as this energy comes down, you are surrounded and protected. Nothing good, only good comes in and only good goes out. Now I want you to feel that energy as it moves through your body. And then think about someone that you love more than anything in the world. And then feel that feeling in your heart. Feel the energy kind of coming into your heart. Feel the feelings of love. As you look at that person, you can feel how happy it makes you and the joy. And let that joy and that feeling of love move throughout your body with that life force energy. And let's take one more deep breath in. Filling up your body, filling your heart with love, joy. And then as you breathe out, push that beautiful energy all the way around you and to the person you love. Now know that anytime, any place, you can create this energy bubble just by taking those few slow, deep breaths and filling your body with life force energy. And so it is. So now you can start to just move your body a little bit, come back to this time and space. So the beautiful thing about doing meditation regularly, or any kind of spiritual practice really, is over time, your body will start to respond immediately as you start picturing the roots going to the ground and the white light coming around you. You'll start to relax, your mind will calm. And it doesn't take sitting on a mountaintop cross-legged to be able to raise your vibration.
Thank you so much for that beautiful imagery, energy bubble, and just that last comment you just made. We do not need to be sitting on a mountaintop or cross-legged in lotus position to access this energy. And I really, just in closing, want to impart my great gratitude to you, Denise, for being here with us and sharing your beautiful energy with us. And also remind people how they can get more of you. And so if you're inspired, remember we're learning from inspiration now.
Thank you,
Have
Deb.
the free gifts for us, right? We have the free ebook, Which Habits Are Causing You Pain? And also you're offering an amazing free inner voice session where you use this biofeedback mechanism to help heal and enliven our energy field, right? So
Right.
definitely check out the free gifts, and you can find out more at denisewillinger.com. Thank you so much for being here, Denise. And we're going to go into a short break in a moment. Denise, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Emily. I've enjoyed it so much. And thank you for everything you're doing. This is a wonderful thing that's going to help so many people.